I'm Pastor George Borkhardt, and this is another Higher Things video short. The Holy Innocents. It's the subject of today's Higher Things video short. Hey, if you love our videos, if you're learning about your Christian faith in places you never expected to learn about your faith from, Missouri Synod Lutheran pastor and a sleeping, isn't he so cute, Jack Russell Terrier named Thor. I woke him up. Go ahead and like and subscribe today. You can also go to support.higherthings.org and give today. Your tax-deductible gift, I just poured food in my lap. Your tax-deductible gift keeps Higher Things, an organization all about passing the faith to the next generation, keeps us a-rolling. Matthew 2, tomorrow, the 28th, is a celebration of the Holy Innocents, the Feast of the Holy Innocents. A day so important that I thought I would cover it before the weekend. Remember that the wise guys, they're trailing Jesus. They don't arrive until Epiphany, Gentile Christmas. When you're tracking a star, it's not easy. And so it takes you to the Holy Land. It takes you to Israel. And then you sort of reason out, where do you go? Well, where do you go to find the king of the Jews? You go to Jerusalem. And so the wise men went to Jerusalem with the question, where's the one born king of the Jews? We have seen his star in the rising and we've come to worship him. And Jerusalem, the chief priests and the scribes, all of them, were greatly disturbed. Herod asks information about the birth of the child because he wants to worship him, but he's lying. And the wise men, warned by a dream, after ascertaining from the chief priest that the Christ was to be born in Bethlehem, Father, forgive them, they know not what they do, but yet they know. Anyway. When you think about the Christian faith, what is about to happen to these babies, Herod, ascertaining around the time in which the child was born, determines to wipe out his rival. Kings in the ancient world killed their rivals. And so the surest way that someone who's born king of the Jews isn't going to take the throne is if they were dead. And so he sends his troops to Bethlehem to slaughter every child under 2 around the time in which the birth of Jesus occurred from the wise men. And I want you to think about this because how utterly awful this is. He wants to slaughter all the male children. This, by the way, FYI, is one of the reasons why we don't think that the wise men were at the birth of Jesus, that they arrived later, probably a year later. Because if you think about it, he wants to make sure that he gets everybody. So he kills all the babies. Babies die. He goes into Bethlehem and he kills all the babies 2 and under in all the region there. They're martyrs. Not for the Christian faith, but shields. This is the evil. This is the evil of the world who would stamp out Christ and you. Abortion is horrible. Infanticide. I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly. The killing of infants. Oh. It's just awful. It's awful that it's going on now with babies in the womb. But it's even more awful. These babies were born. I don't know if it's more awful, but it's awful. For what? So that Herod can hold on to his throne. A throne that Jesus isn't even after. They were all looking for a king to slay their foes and to lift them high. Thou camest a little baby thing that made a woman cry. George MacDonald poem. This is what your faith will lead to. And compromising your faith isn't going to help. All the world's going to do is celebrate you and throw you to the curb. But if you stick to Jesus, Christ and Him crucified, if you stick to your confirmation vows, if you confess Him before men, knowing that He will confess you before God, you will suffer. You will suffer ridicule. You'll suffer fights with your family. You'll suffer death. And one day, you'll see a multitude of little children wearing crowns, I'm sure, sort of sideways, around the throne of God. These martyrs, these protectors of Jesus. See, Jesus got out of town because a dream warned Joseph to flee to Egypt. But these babies didn't escape. They died for Him so that He would die for them. So that He would die for us so that we would be saved. Not a happy day today, but yet a happy day in Jesus. For Jesus lives to save us by dying. And now, on the third day, He rose from the dead. He lives forever, never to die again, and you and me too. A blessed Holy Innocents' Day, as you contemplate the cost of being a Christian. I'm Pastor George Borkart, and this has been another Higher Things Video Short.